So I know who you are, and you did it. For one, you're on Clubhouse. A lot of people on Clubhouse I don't trust. I think you got a motive, but which I'd rather just give you the information, but to do business with you like that, I'm gonna test you. And if you got this salty over me not answering the phone or leaving you on red or whatever you said, then I don't want to do business with you anyway. Because if I do business and make you a bag, then you flip out on stage, then I'm gonna really be hot. So listen, my tactic worked. Thanks, bro. You ain't gotta text me no more. We good. We want every side to come together to attempt to take down the 100 side.
Man, they gotta understand.
We want all the smoke.
We go off the content.
She got it all. Pull up in the whip, some shit, call it Tylenol. Haters on the tip, on my dick, wish I got them all. Came through the ebony.
3, 2, 1. Hey there, welcome back to the channel where we keep it real. No capping. I'm your host, bringing you nothing but straight fire and authenticity. Today, we're diving into 12 rooms that I got to promote. The 100 ENT showroom, hosted by Big Wack100. The Beehive room, Love and R&B room, hosted by the Queen of the 100 side, R&B. No room for the weak, No Mercy room, Spin the Block room, 100 ENT Jailbreak Squad room, 100 ENT South room, Petty Betty and Toxic Tanya room, Dangerous Minds room, hosted by Beast, Good Burger, hosted by Pitbull, Sleepless in LA, and many more. If you want to get closer or you want to be a part of the show, go to Clubhouse, follow one of these rooms, or you look for a room titled with Wack100. These particular videos all made possible by the one and only Wack100. Get ready to vibe with me as we explore the hardest topics that need some real recognition in the streets. Let's jump right into it and show some love to this channel by hitting the like and or subscribe button. So, without further ado, hold it down. One mic on Wack.
He got all the
only hope because the Democrats ain't for them at all.
Now you got to understand Trump. Trump noticed his last 4 years. If you look at what Trump put around him, he putting around him everything that we're utilizing today, right? And he's opening up the doors for them people to do what they want to do. Why? Trump got 1 million companies. Don't believe it ain't 7 points here, 8 points here. I'm going to let you in. Do that then. That's investment in the long run. That's what he doing. Even though he old as the nigga still hustling. But nah, dude is cool as he low key. He's a giving dude. He be like, hey, whatever you guys want, let him take over the cafeteria. Y'all want to use some Teslas, go in town. I'm like, y'all want to go see your house where you stay. And he took us down there. I'm like, this is the smallest house on the block. He said, why would I live in the biggest house? Because I'm the boss? No, man, I want to motivate my people. I want to stay motivated. You go in there, he got minimum shit. Couch, television, computer, bed. That's it. He like, dude is real simple. He's simple. He sent the jet. He sent his personal jet. This is when I knew, oh, nigga, we ain't been doing nothing on these jets. This nigga sent his personal jet to pick us up in Austin. In Austin. And I done been on a zillion jets. I get on it, first thing I noticed, the hole is bigger, wings as long as, bro, when that jet took off, it's usually about like a 18, 20 second run before we get airborne. 1002, 1003, nigga, we was up. That's when I went to Googling. I Googled his jet and I see what he paid for this month. It's like, I like to be around that kind because when you doing this other shit, you think you doing something. Until you go around some shit that make you
well,
you
got
do
that,
it look like
you got the Elon
like,
thing through Ye?
Yeah, what it was he wanted Ye to come down there to talk about building a community, right? So I'm down there originally with Ye, getting the 6ix9ine feature done. Ye was originally gonna do the 6ix9ine feature before Kodak Black, right? So as I'm talking to Ye, Elon asked him, and it me up. He said, hey, I know that voice. And he looked at me. He said, is that the Wack100 character? I said, I ain't no character. I'm a man. He said, okay. Yay. is he gonna be in town? He like, yeah, he down here with me. He like, bring him in with you. He's perfect. He doesn't care. That's how I got there. Cause originally Ye was just gonna air up and then come back, but that's how I got there. I got there at his request, and shit. When they got to
Nah,
talking
that's
about
dope
what
as hell.
they started talking about, and I just gave my input. He looked at Ye. He said, "You see, this is why I'm doing this. This is the first time I heard about this shit he want to put in people's brains." He said, "When I'm creating, I have you, me, him, and 20 other different people's thoughts there. It'll be the perfect thinking, perfect person. They'll make all the right decisions." So his point was, you saw it one way, Ye. I saw it another way, and he gave us a total different perspective. Why? Because we all come from different places, and we're all doing different types of businesses, but it's all relevant to what we're trying to do. Nah, he's smart dude, he cool dude, like laid back, real happy-go-lucky type
How
dude.
you feel about Ye? What's going on with him lately? You feel he lost, or you because
No. It's
or is
always
he
a
on some
method.
strategic doing this for a
Nah,
reason?
it's always a method to his madness. Ye is he looks at himself as the sacrificial lamb for our people. People want to do it, they want to say it, but they scared and they can't because of business, financial reasons, religion, so on and so forth. So I believe he's making a statement. He's making a statement. B, I believe he's trying to normalize it and really take the power from it. He's like, bro, we give it power. We
Wait, that's
give the
crazy you
swastika.
saying that though, because I thought what he was doing was all right, these folks make money off our culture when we talk about killing each other. So why can't I make money off the swastika?
No, no,
And
no, no. That's
it
the
was some
point.
killing behind that.
That's the point he's trying to make. But then he's saying, listen, like we said nigga, and now the Mexican says nigga, and the white dude on the skateboard says nigga in regular conversation. So why this can't just be regular shit that we do? At that point in time, we just devalued it and we took his power away. And he gonna play, and he gonna be the one to get the credit for it. You watch this shit with academics. That nigga's in a full KKK suit with the swastika
Well, he doing an
iced out
interview with
medallion.
academics
He did. It's already done. It's done already. He did it Thursday. The day Act was
wait,
on.
Kanye West. Wait, you said Kanye West got a KKK fit on?
The whole fit, everything, nigga. That's all he wearing, nigga. Everywhere he go.
What
That
the
shit is
fuck?
out.
Yeah. He let you know. He let you know. Listen. He told him. He said, "Is this doing something to you?" Nah. He said, "The more you see it on me, right, the more to stop affecting you. You're giving it too much power."
No, he
But he
tweaking
got
though.
an
Them niggas
Hey,
hour.
still.
Wack, I
Hold
can
on.
ask you something,
I ain't gonna
Wack.
lie. Wait.
Hold up.
He tweaking with that because you know the Klan killed our ancestors and
That's
shit.
what I'm
Yo,
saying. That's what I'm about to come at
listen,
with it.
I
listen,
see what
listen.
you're
Them
You're
niggas
saying
right.
is
though, but that's
Jamaican.
crazy.
No, you're right. But what he's saying is, if we're not scared to talk about us, why are we scared to take the power away from what we were scared to get us? Like he like, listen, I'm gonna be real. You think we offended or the Jewish people offended? Them and Nazis and people, they really offended that this
That nigga
black
offending
dude.
everybody.
But guess what? He said they'll eventually get over it, and this sign won't mean shit.
Damn.
That's
Phase one, what
actually
up,
genius,
bro?
but niggas
Hold on,
don't
I'm waiting
What's
use
for my
it.
down?
nigga
What's down?
Phase
What's
one.
down?
That's what he on.
So what you saying? Pretty much, he taking the power away from that shit
There it
because
goes. Now you
yeah,
woke. Now
he
you woke.
washing it. He washing it down. Like
There you go. Now you woke. And he's telling the other people, hey, y'all making millions of us talking about killing each other, right? Y'all ain't complaining, right? Okay, who owns all these labels? He's saying you people own these labels. Y'all don't give a fuck about making millions about us killing each other, making diss tracks. So why you worried about me? Like the nigga, he's like, he making a statement, rubbing it in their face, and he's trying to devalue something all in one and claim it that he did it. Only some shit Jesus Christ could do. And that's how he sees himself. Now, he said, look, he told me, he said, Wack, they broke me down. They took it all. I didn't realize what I thought was my strength was my weakness. Now he bounced back, right? He bounced back. He said, "Watch when I come back." He's worth 2.7 billion for two reasons: Yeezy and his catalog. And he owns 100% of both of them. And every time he does something crazy, his catalog spikes. And every time he want to put something out, he put it on his Yeezy site. They can't break him no more. He's in full control of what he's valued at. Adidas
Yeah.
can't come say what they ain't doing with him no more. To hit the blogs, to have people thinking it's two entities, Yeezy and his music catalog. And both of them are controlled by him and his craziness. And every time the crazier he get, the more money it makes him. It's only one thing they can do to bro. And y'all know what that is. They can't take nothing from him no more. When they took it, he came back. He's in control of everything. No more entities plugged in to say, we're gonna pull away to devalue. It's only one thing they can do to it. And he know what he said? And if they do that, I'll be a martyr, and everything I was doing gonna happen even faster. He said, that's why I'm our Jesus Christ. I'm not scared to die for it.
Hey, Phase One, what up, bros?
What's down? What's down? What's down?
How
What's
you
good,
feel
bro?
about it, man? I know you just got
Shit,
on here, shit.
I'm listening to what Wack said. It makes sense. Shit, I mean,
That's what he on, bro. He not
I
on
seen,
fuck
I
our
seen a
people.
lot of,
He's not on that.
people upset about the swastika shit. I've been saying the same thing. Really, it opened the door for people to know that's our ancestor symbol, for one. But I think, I think Clubhouse is really a good platform to talk about this type of shit. Cause I can't really talk about this type of shit over there on Instagram shit. They'll wipe you quicker. But on here, I can say like, yeah, that's one of that's the Native Americans had that symbol. That's one of our symbols. It had everything to do with the cardinal directions. It had everything to do with revitalization. Excuse me.
I said,
Go ahead.
just had a question.
The swastika was a very universal symbol for enlightenment, for your connection with the sun, and it had everything to do with the cardinal directions. I know this for sure. I got a book called Protect the Crown that I'm working on right now. It ain't gonna be out for a while, so I'm not selling it right now. I'm saying I'm working on that book, and in that I've been talking about that. The swastika. It's a fortunate symbol. It was for fortune. Had nothing to do with, oh, I hate you. It had something to do with enlightenment and ascension. It's the same thing he did with the White
It
Lives
was a
Matter thing,
symbol
if
of
you're paying
peace too
attention.
before the Nazis took over there.
And see, the Nazis never took it over. Y'all just let them write that in.
They
Well, I'm not saying y'all
bastardized
let
it.
them. Okay, if you see how people can just write it in. They wrote themselves into the symbol. Now people are using it as Nazi to say that, oh, this is a aggressive symbol, a hateful symbol. Same thing with anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic wasn't a part of history. It was written in. You with me? Now when you say anti-Semitic, the only ones who can tell you what anti-Semitic really mean are the people who come from the Semitic background and those who are specifically associating themselves with the bloodline of those who suffered the Holocaust. Because Judaism and the Holocaust, those are two different arenas. The Jews or Jewish people who are saying they're like literally descendants of those people, they come from them, and those who decide to take on the Judaic religion, those are two different things. So that was one of the things that, if you listen, Ye was speaking about. He spoke about the Moors. He spoke about the 40 acres and the mule promise that they never kept. He spoke about all of that stuff. He spoke about people not having an identity. And while everybody was trying to call him crazy, I think it's interesting. He went on Piers Morgan, listen to the word Pierce, and was pierced in front of the whole world. Everybody was on here trying to clown him, right? Until they got an opportunity to interview him. And then everybody was running to try to get on their knees to get a few questions off when they thought it was a clout jump. But in all actuality, if you listen between the events, Ye is saying a lot of the things that all of the leaders was coming out and saying, right? Before they was either blasting them down or arresting them, right? He's saying a lot of the things that the so-called woke people supposed to know already. If you look at a Nazi symbol, as you calling it, which is really a swastika, stop calling it a Nazi symbol. It is a swastika. If you look at a swastika, you see them. That's because you literally bought into the rhetoric points of Nazis. You bought into this is our history. You bought into this belongs to us. You bought into the socialist mentality that they put out. You bought into all of that came from Germany. has nothing to do with the symbol itself. The same thing with the Christian symbol or the mystic tau. When you look at that T and you say, oh, this is a symbol of Jesus Christ, or when you really saying this, I'm walking around with a weapon that was used to kill my savior, which makes no sense. You understand that? If you really want to think about it, but all of this has to come out eventually. Why are you walking around with a murder weapon on your chest? And then you look at Ye with that same thing. You didn't know that the swastika was a cross? He's walking around with it on his chest now. And not only are you rebuking him, you saying he's crazy. Well, you're walking around with that literal same murder weapon on your chest. You're walking around with the literal same cross. If you do your history on it, you'll understand how many different ways the swastika has taken on different forms throughout different people's stories. It all leads to the same thing, the cross. So I'm just saying, I agree that is a lot of things that
Who want to
people,
call out an
you ain't gonna be able to
intellectual
see it from
squabble?
that.
Who want to call out an intellectual squabble? I guarantee you, nobody in here can fuck with
They
my
not
nigga
ready.
Phase One.
I
Who want
might.
to squabble?
I might.
I'll
Do
say
your thing.
this.
I say let's play.
Yeah. So
Lou, that
so
was
it.
this highway sign. Every highway sign in Arizona had a swastika on it up until 1945. Like that, and in the U.S. Army for the Southwest National Guard, they had the swastika on their for their unit insignia too, because that's what the Native Americans here used to use for their as the symbol. Like it's an old symbol
Exactly.
all over the world.
Yeah. So it was and still is in some parts of the world a symbol that has nothing to do with Nazism. But here's the challenge, right? A lot of people are using this argument to try to make swastikas have a comeback. World War II changed the meaning for most of the world, if not all. And the reason why the Nazis got the swastika is that they had gone to India and worked with them to create the caste system that we now know as white supremacy. So I
The
don't know if
caste
a lot of
system
people.
existed for thousands of years.
Excuse me.
It
Excuse me.
existed for
I
thousands of
said,
years, well
excuse
before
me. I am still speaking.
Europeans
I
contacted
am
them.
still speaking. So the point is, if you go and you look at how the Nazis learned and taught in India, that is how they ended up with the symbol in the first place. Okay?
Bullshit. The caste
So
systems for
I
thousands of
think that
years.
you
Hold on,
have,
let her
I think,
finish. Let her finish.
yeah, so there's truth to everything that he said, but that is not the whole truth. It is a symbol that killed a lot of black people. A lot of black people don't realize that we were burned in those concentration camps as well, with that symbol being the last thing that they saw. So the idea that somehow you're going to make it okay, why should it be okay? That's my question. I'm done.
So, okay, I got you. I'm with you. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Okay, are you Christian?
Nope.
Okay, so you don't believe in the Jesus story at all.
I do believe in Jesus. I am not a Christian.
That's interesting. I'm not going to do it to you right now. But okay, so let's deal with it like this, right? So you deal with Jesus. You believe in Jesus. Right? So
What's your
as in
question?
this is your Lord. Okay, I'm with you. Is that your Lord and Savior? Meaning, like, do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? All of that.
That is like the American Christianity talk that I don't subscribe to.
Okay. Will you briefly just let me know what is your relationship with Jesus, or why do you believe in Jesus? Explain that to me.
Can you get out of her
Why? Yeah,
relationship?
what's happening?
Yeah, I
Well,
think this is
it
just
was. I
weird.
think it was
Just move
relevant. I didn't
on.
want to assume my
Get to
points.
your point.
Yeah.
Get
Okay. I didn't want to assume my points of rhetoric because you said you weren't Christian, which is Jesus is a part of the Christian story. But because they told me to get out of your relationship with Jesus, which that sounds familiar, because why wouldn't you want to? Why wouldn't somebody want to speak on you? If I was a Christian, anyway, we go into another time. Like I said, the point is the crucifix has become normal, and that was the murder weapon that killed Christ. You saying that the symbol killed You saying that the symbol killed melanin dominant people? The symbol didn't do anything but be a symbol. And if anybody knows
That's
what a
not what I
symbol
said.
is, you did. You said that symbol killed
No,
a
I said
lot
it's the
of.
last thing they saw
You
as
said
they
that
were
after
murdered.
that. You did. You
I
did.
did
You
not say
said
that
that after that.
a symbol can't
You
kill
said both
somebody.
statements. You said both statements. Listen. You said both of those statements. My point is, the symbol can't kill anything. The symbol itself is not the murder weapon. However, interestingly enough, you deal with the Jesus story. Look at how normal the cross has become. And yes or no, according to Christians and their religion, did not the cross kill Jesus?
No, it didn't.
What
Hold
killed
on.
Jesus?
Yeah, wait, hold on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me tell you the error of what you're saying. First of all, you definitely heard wrong because I'm far too logical to say a symbol could kill anybody. That it was done as a symbol, and they saw it as something, representing something that killed them. Okay, now the fact of the matter is, I'm not too keen on the Christian cross. Okay, and that is why I don't subscribe to what Americans, particularly, but most white people, call Christianity. That does not mean that I don't have spirituality, this, that, and the third. But I don't. The same reason why they took a cross and burned it on our parents' lawns, our grandparents' lawns, and whatnot. These things mean something. So I mean, I
Right.
just think I think as intelligent people who are forward looking, we have much bigger fish to fry than to
Yo,
try to rehabilitate symbols that have become known as hate.
yo, so he said it. I don't know if y'all caught it. The feds grabbed Adam because they wanted him to turn over the cease and desist that Big U sent in to take down that segment when Loose Cannon said the FaceTime shit happened prior to Nipsey Hussle's murder.
It just got
Wait, wait, wait,
dark.
wait, wait, wait. Say that
It just
again.
got dark.
Oh
Wait.
yeah, shit
Wait.
just got deep.
The cease and
That
desist,
mean they
the
investigating the
feds
Nipsey
came
murder.
What
to
happened?
get him because they wanted Adam to turn over the seat. Okay, me, Loose Cannon, Adam, we did a segment. Whose wife was there?
Can I play that? You want me to play it?
Well, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play it. So this is, and when this came out, the shit went crazy. Big U had a cease and desist sent in to have it pulled down. So the feds wanted the cease and desist letter that Big U had his legal sent in to No Jumper to pull that down. So now, come to find out, as the family said in the recording, the DA that prosecuted Eric Holder, the Nipsey Hussle, is now looking to reopen the case and looking into this FaceTime that dude said existed, to where he called 30 minutes and said Nipsey's dead. And when he called Nipsey, Nipsey was still alive. And then 30 minutes later, Nipsey was dead. So they wanted that cease and desist letter. That's all they wanted.
Eric Holder just got a get out of jail free card. Eric Holder finna get out.
Wait, what?
With Eric Holder. What?
Yeah, so that didn't make sense to anyone else, right?
No, it didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why it makes sense.
You would have
You
to know
see
who it
Yellow
is.
Beezy, you see Mo 3. Mo 3 killer's been in there 5 years. But now the killers just said Yellow Beezy paid us to kill the nigga, so they arrest Yellow Beezy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I understand
Okay.
that. The cease and desist part is the part that I don't understand.
Okay,
The
is
feds is
Big
looking.
U legal team sends No Jumper a cease and desist to pull down this segment because an individual in here said a phone call happened on the FaceTime that he says he has, saying that he told him Nipsey Hussle was dead. And he called Nipsey's phone and Nipsey answered it. He was alive. And then 30 minutes later, Nipsey was dead.
Yes, but that doesn't tell me anything about why the cease and desist letter matters.
Because he was saying Big U was the one that called him and told him Nipsey was dead when he wasn't dead. So what they're putting together is, were you working in conjunction with Eric Holder, the shooter?
Right,
Did you
I
jump
understand
the
that, but the
gun?
cease and desist letter, what is like?
Because
It came from Big U's legal.
I understand where it came from. I don't understand why we're
That's
saying the
just you not
FBI.
wanting that narrative to be
Can y'all
spread.
shut
You know
up?
what I'm
Because
saying?
I understand that part. I'm a lawyer. I'm trying to understand where this comes into play because I'm still not following.
Okay, are you following the complaint that went in on draws down? Yes or no, lawyer? Are you
No.
okay? Then you should chill out. That's why it's
Please
probably why it's going over your head.
Right. That's why I'm asking a question
There's a
because a cease
whole
and desist letter
federal
doesn't.
there's
Right.
a
I
whole
know.
federal complaint where 19 people have been arrested for murder, extortion, embezzlement, trafficking. A
Yes.
whole thing that has just happened 5
I
days
saw
ago.
all that. Yes, I
Okay,
understand that. I'm trying to
okay.
understand what the cease and desist letter has to do with the FBI. Are you saying that some place was raided to get access to a cease and desist letter?
No, they came and knocked on his door and told him, "We need you to turn over the cease and desist letter that came to No Jumper to pull this down." Did it come from Eugene Henley and his legal team? He said,
Okay.
"Yes, it did."
Okay, so
Okay,
he
we
gave
need it.
them that.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. See, to
Right.
you, it don't mean nothing. To us, it means something because this was information that came out that wasn't on the internet. And because it came out, now the feds are looking into a body. To you, it don't mean nothing. To us, it means something. Right? So it's like, okay, so because he said this dude sent the cease and desist letter to have that episode pulled down. Okay, Adam pulled it down. He didn't want to spend the money fighting it. Cool. Now the feds come to the owner No Jumper and say, we need that cease and desist letter that came from Big U, the same dude that we said is over this criminal empire that we got on one murder, that this other dude is insinuating he may have had knowledge of what was going to happen before it happened. You get
Well,
it?
you want me to play the clip?
Right.
So, Nick, so
No, I caught that part.
You
But
get it? Yeah.
what does that have to do with Adam
You
22 though?
because the
they
cease and
did it.
desist letter came to him.
That's the
Yo,
part that
she
doesn't make
not
sense to
right.
me.
Wait, they did it on this pot. Listen, all right. So I'm gonna play the
Yeah,
clip.
I don't know what don't make
Hold on.
sense to you. Like that.
All
Oh
right, all
God.
right. So Adam 22 got a podcast called No Jumper. The dude named Loose Cannon that's in the indictment, he went on a podcast and said something about before Nipsey died. Big U called him and said, "Hey, Nipsey died." So then he called Nipsey, and Nipsey was alive. And then once he got the phone with Nipsey, then he died. So that's what Adam 22 has been brought into custody for.
He
So
basically implicated that Big U had something to do with Nipsey
I'm
Hussle
gonna play the
death.
Right,
clip.
but
Hold
That's
on,
what
hold
it
why
on,
would
is.
they
hold
take
on,
him into
hold on. Let me just play the clip because the new wanted to know. Hold on, let me just play the clip so people want to know in the chat. Here's the clip.
He FaceTime. So he FaceTime me and stuff like that. He was like,
Somebody got mute up.
I'm like 6'0". I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it? Nipsey answered. Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you because
Hold on.
I'm like 6'0". I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it? Nipsey answered. Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you.
Yeah, love. This shit finna go crazy. This shit finna go crazy.